it time to do another video, and an outdoor video at that again. I am around about 3 miles from my house at 6,000 feet. This is Storm Mountain in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Fantastic place to really ace ski resorts just up the road, and look at those mountains behind me. You can hear the runoff behind me in a river. We're going to get some bad flooding problems this year in Utah, I think. So I wanted to do a quick geospatial talk. This one is kind of really focused around what I think, because we got the blinkers on a little bit in geospatial. I think there's a massive opportunity today to expand the reach of geospatial. I've spoken that many times before. I spoke last week about the fact I think it's actually remote sensing that's really driving those changes. We're now actually collecting data from satellites, fixed wing, drones, helicopters, mobile mapping, terrestrial stuff. So we've got all this new set of data that we're collecting. We've moved away just from two-dimensional data. We've got this whole plethora of new sensors that allow us to collect totally new sources of data, and we're processing and analyzing that with artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I actually believe there's a gap, and a very big gap in the marketplace in geospatial. I think that because of the data that remote sensing is now producing, we have an opportunity now to solve a whole new world of problems, and I don't think we've even scratched the surface of that. And I want to say that old thinking is actually holding us back a little bit. I'm beginning to see the GIS industry expand itself. So GIS has historically been map making, 2D maps. You begin to see 𝗴𝗲 and other GIS companies who are expanding their reach, adding to their product mix to take advantage of this new data. But I think that gap is a big one, and it's still there. I take a point from 𝗵𝗶_𝗶𝗴, who, if you don't follow him on LinkedIn, he writes a lot of good stuff on Earth observation and satellite, that we need to bring other people in from outside of our industry, because it gives us geospatial folks a wider view. I think we're very narrowly focused on what we do best, and there's a whole world wider than what we do currently. Other people from the outside coming in to help us would be a big deal, give us a new perspective. I was really interested in something that Mark Johnson wrote about the satellite industry today, Monday, and he used ChatGPT to sort of ask the question, is it a good idea to start a satellite analytics, data analytics company? And the response from ChatGPT was pretty negative. I actually think that it's less about satellite, it's less about fixed wing drone, it's all about the data. Joe Morrison, another guy you should follow if you're not watching what Joe writes, he talks about it being about the geospatial data, and I share the same perspective as Joe. It's really about the data, and I think the opportunity that we've presented with is a big one. The narrow thinking we've got at the moment, we think about what we've done in the past well, we're not really able to sort of see further than what we do best. Again, I'm generalizing here. But I think if we come together and realize it's just geospatial data, it doesn't matter if it's coming from satellites or where it's coming from, how do we solve problems with that data? And again, it's 3D data, it's thermal data, it's all sorts of new data sets we can apply to solve a whole plethora of massive number of different problems. But we're still focused in our little niches. We're still thinking, oh, it's satellite, it's data. We're trying to select who's got the purse string to pay for it. More often than not, it's the defense industry. You know, it's a bigger conversation than that, much bigger than that. So I think my call to action, again, I like those call to actions, is we've got to think wider. We've got to come together and start really thinking about it as geospatial data, and what do we do to actually solve problems using a mixture of that data, fusing that data together, and bringing people in from the outside that could give us a different perspective on that industry, widen our thinking, so we actually start to approach things in a different way. So masses of opportunities, but lots of changes needed to realize those opportunities. So thanks for watching today's talk. I always welcome comments, thoughts, feedback, agree or disagree. And if you're ever in the area, you should swing by and come and look at this amazing place, Storm Mountain in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Thanks for watching.